Hey, this is Nick, aka The Weiler here from D.O.G, Deadly Operative Grunts, and we're here for another Top 10 Tuesday. Today's Top 10 Sci-Fi Movies of all time. Number 10. Minority Report. Minority Report is a Tom Cruise futuristic movie by Steven Spielberg, where there are people who can predict the future and predict murders. So he's part of a pre-crime group that stop murders before they happen. And what makes this really cool is the time that it's set in, and obviously Steven Spielberg. Number 9. Edge of Tomorrow. Now, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose by choosing another Tom Cruise movie. And I swear I didn't do it on purpose picking 3 movies that Matt Damon happens to be in. I'll let you try to guess what those are. Anyways, so Edge of Tomorrow is another Tom Cruise movie, and in this one, he has to relive the same battle over and over again. It's like Groundhog's Day if it happened during World War II, but everybody has a mech suit for some reason. It's a really good movie, and it has a really good premise, and the sci-fi angle on it and time traveling angle is just really cool, and it definitely deserves a spot on this list. Number 8. Interstellar. Now, see, this is one of the Matt Damon ones, huh? So, in Interstellar, this happens to be one of the most nerdy jargon movie that you will probably ever have the pleasure of watching, and yet you are intrigued the entire time. Even though they are talking about stuff like molecular physicist and rocket science, literal, you are still so intrigued by everything because the characters and the world that they have built is just so interesting that even though they're saying stuff you don't quite understand, you want to know more. And that is why this had to be on the list. Number 7. Elysium. See? Matt Damon again. I'm not doing this on purpose. This is just my personal top 10. Elysium is by the same guy who gave us District 9. And even though this is one of his lesser liked ones, I still really like it, and I really like the story arc of Matt Damon's character. How he starts off where he's just trying to get money to cure himself, but then he ends up getting pulled into this big, conflict. It's kind of a reluctant hero story, but it really works, and Matt Damon definitely hits it home. And then the same sci-fi cool weapons that you get from District 9, you definitely get it here as well. Number 6. The Martian. Okay, last Matt Damon movie, I swear. In The Martian, obviously he's left behind on where? Mars. Because of the Martian is the title of the movie. Anyways, this is another movie that throws around a lot of kind of nerdy jargon, but it does it in a way that's really fun. Half of the movie is Matt Damon talking to a camera, explaining what he's gonna do. But the character that is Matt Damon is so interesting that you just want to see him succeed. And even though he doesn't so many times, you know that with his fortitude, he's going to make it happen. And then to see him finally succeed and get to go home, spoiler alert, it's just a really fantastic movie. And I'm glad that it won some awards. Number 5. Number 5 is The Matrix. This is a Wachowski brothers production, and it's probably one of the coolest and most innovative movies of its time. It definitely changed the scope of sci-fi and action movies for years to come, and it had to make a spot on this list. A list of sci-fi movies would not be complete without how awesome The Matrix is and always will be. Number 4. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. This is definitely one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. I'd say at least number 4. Because that's the number we're on. Terminator 2, what makes it so unique is that it takes the villain from the first movie and actually makes him good. This is definitely something that set it apart from anything else. Think about Predator. In Predator 2, it was still a predator. Sure, it was a different predator, but it was a predator. Put that together with the absolutely stellar action sequences and the way how everything really felt like it had weight. Every decision had weight to it. Number 3, Aliens. This is actually the second in the Alien franchise. The story of the Space Marines going up to LV-426 and kicking ass is just really fun to watch. And it's a movie I can watch over and over again. And every time that I'm supposed to, I still jump. And I still get nervous, even though I know who dies and who doesn't die. But it still makes me really scared because I am invested in this world and in these people. Number 2, The Thing. If you've watched this channel at all, you probably know that I always bring up The Thing, and that's because I just love this movie so much. It takes psychological thriller to a whole new level. It is just one of those movies where it really makes you think and it makes you guess every single time. And even to this day, there are so many fan theorizing how this movie actually ended and who could have been infected the entire time and maybe only some of the time. And there's just so many angles to this movie, and it's just absolutely great. Number 1, Star Wars. Which one? All of them. Just Star Wars in general. I mean, Star Wars is just... Sci-fi wouldn't be sci-fi if Star Wars wasn't around. I mean, if you really look at any movie that has sci-fi influences, there's some Star Wars in it. Maybe not a lot, but there's always certain things. Maybe somebody gets their arm cut off, or maybe somebody says, I have a bad feeling about this, and it immediately makes you think about Star Wars. You can't think sci-fi without thinking Star Wars. Or Star Trek, but fuck them. Alright, so that is the top 10 sci-fi movies of all time, brought to you by me, Nick. That's my personal list. What is your list of top 10 sci-fi movies of all time? Make sure to let us know in the comments below. Like us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube at Here, and Here. If you have any suggestions for future top 10s, make sure to also put that in the comments below, and we'll make sure to give you our opinions. Other than that, this is the Deadly Operative Grunts, and we're feeling squirrely.
Triple Threat.